everybody in the movie is based on a character that I met. I had written the script early on, and then I made the short. When I went into Syria, I snuck into Syria during the war by befriending a Turkish border guard. After I did the short, I actually found out that I was on one of those Syrian hit lists from Assad because of my short, and that's why Turkey would not let me cross into Syria. So I finally was able to cross. I was able to go into a hospital near Aleppo, and I was interviewing in a neonatal unit a Syrian nurse, and she told me this story of these two soldiers, a rebel soldier and a regime soldier, who ended up in the same emergency unit and were being operated on at the same time. And that story totally influenced how I opened the film. So every one of those stories in the film is from a real story that I heard. And then it's mixed with emotions or stories of myself. I mean, many of those stories are from stories with my own kids, because this movie explores relationships with parents and their children. It really is it's a real life exploration of the relationships of parents and kids, and how do those relationships evolve in extreme and dangerous circumstances.
You're definitely a fighter. I mean that in a really positive way. You're somebody that through business, through negotiation, through, supporting people that know you and that you love. Like, I've always seen you as somebody that the fights, I probably have a lot of that. It probably comes from you. One story I remember a couple of stories of fights. One is when I was like 12, and we lived in Switzerland, and we all went to the same school, from like the little kids all the way. You were like a senior, and I was probably in like 7th grade, and some kid had kicked me in the bathing suit area as hard as he could. I must have said something, but he kicked me full on hard, and he like barely missed where I thankfully could still have kids. But I remember coming to the other side of the school and finding you, and you were a senior, and you and some of these other, Collège de Léman, real tough guys, came over, and I just remember you putting that kid in the ground and being like, if you touch my brother again, you're going to really suffer. And he was much bigger than me. He was older than me, and you were much bigger than him. But, like, fighter. I remember another time you were dating somebody in college, and somebody had said something to this girl who, had kind of like said something inappropriate to her, or been rude to her or something. So it was like, we're going to go talk to this guy. You remember this?
No.
And so
some of these memories I block out.
This one was one to block, because we roll up to this guy's house. And I was like 16. You were probably like 20, early 20s. And it was like, I'm like, well, I'm going to punch a grown man here. This is happening today. And we got up to this door, police bang on the door at this apartment, and the door opens, and it is this like lineman for this D1 school where we were.
I do remember this.
And this fridge guy opens the door, and immediately I'm like, I don't think what this guy did was that bad. And you're like, where's Jason? Whatever his name was. And he was super calm. He was actually really polite. He was like, that's me. I was like, dang it. I couldn't just be his roommate, like his little nerdy roommate, maybe that this jock D1 football player lives with. Could he just be Jason? No, it's like, that's me. It was like, and immediately I'm like, I think we need to not fight at the moment. And I think we yelled at him a little bit. I think I may have tried to get you out of there, and he was the utmost gentleman. yelled at us back a little bit, but you gotta.
Yeah, I yelled at him a lot. I remember he was calm. Yeah, he was very calm. He was big.
He was big.
Yeah. I mean, this is the I'm working on this part. This is a continued part of me that this part of me has gotten a lot better, by the way. I'm not quite like this anymore. Not even like I recognize this in me. It's something I continually look at. I mean, I still stick up for the people I love. And like people I still will I remember it wasn't too long ago. I was I broke up a fight that was a random fight. I'm not, what's the way? I don't mind intervening, but I do it differently now. I try to do it with more sugar. I try not to, I try not to do it as such a Tasmanian devil anymore. But that's kind of that's that saint and sinner that I talk about, that I'm referring to. I don't want to be I don't want to be someone that intimidates ever. And I don't want to be even when it's even maybe when it's warranted, and this guy, I don't think he probably warranted it, but there are situations where like maybe someone has it coming, but there are other ways to handle it. And I don't want to pretend that I shy away from those circumstances. I will still confront, but I confront them I believe in a kinder way now. I had one over Christmas this last year where someone stole a package that was a present that was very unique that I had bought for someone. And I just so happened I was able to, through a certain way, get their address, the person who had stolen the package. And I tried to get FedEx to deal with it, but they wouldn't. And it wasn't something that was replaceable. I paid a visit to the person, and I was able to talk to the young kid who had stolen it. And he was clearly dealing in other, illegal things. He was dealing drugs, and I was able to sit and talk to him, and we had a very normal conversation, he and I. And I said to him, I was like, I can tell you're a smart kid. This is something stupid that you've done. And you're on a very stupid path. And the way that you're going, you're gonna end up in jail or dead. And I'm like, you're going to cross the wrong person. You're not hard to find. And you can turn this around, and you could actually go and you could start a business, or you can do this a different way, and you can become somebody who's great. And, he wanted to swap numbers and have a relationship. And I didn't afford
The
him
porch
that.
pirate?
Huh?
The porch pirate.
Yeah. Yeah. We didn't do that, but
Turned it into networking. It's pretty savvy.
I was impressed with him. I didn't give him that, but I did get my package back, my art piece, and I hope maybe made a little difference in him. And we ended up spending about 25 minutes together. So that versus trying to right the wrong in a different way I was also kind of proud of myself that I did it differently, and I felt better about it. And I think in the end, he felt better about it than had we done it, in some other way.
Whenever there's a really difficult, traumatic situation, sort of find that there's two types of people. There's the people that immediately walk away. I mean, it's like they hear something traumatic, they see something, and it's like their immediate physical reaction is to just, whether they're thinking about it subconsciously or not, they just literally walk away from the situation. And then there's almost everyone's doing that. And then there's always a couple of people that are like, they hear it, they see it, they feel it, and they walk straight into whatever is happening, no matter how crazy or dangerous or difficult. And I see you as sort of the upper tier of even those few people that are willing to do that. You kind of put yourself in harm's way, or you you kind of forget about yourself very quickly in the most difficult of situations in order to help other people. And I don't know that this is something you learned or were taught or were born with, or I don't know, maybe you know, but it's something that's super rare and super needed in the world. I mean, we need more people who are willing to go in and do the hard things and solve hard problems and put themselves out there and, okay, maybe not get in a sketchy helicopter and fly into a jungle, but do other things, do the simple things that just to help make the world a little bit of a better place. But that's something that you, I think more so than almost anybody else I know, have done it over and over again. It's just like this, I don't know. Is that something you feel like you've learned, or is that something you were born with?
I mean, as I see it, it's something that either is there or it's not there. I mean, that day in Haiti, when the house started to shake, I saw everyone run out and two of us walked upstairs. And I I didn't feel like there was anything wrong with the people who ran out, but even the parents of the kids ran out. And it wasn't, again, I don't feel there's a wrong or right. It just is, there's an instinct to either go up or go out. And my instinct was just to go up. You got to grab the kids. I just think it's just that you get one instinct or another. So my instinct happens to be to go up the stairs. And I wasn't there. I don't feel fear in those moments. And if I felt fear, I would run out. So I don't think again, I don't think one's wrong or right. It's just, I don't feel any fear in that moment. So that's what I do. I don't feel fear being in a war zone.